Chapter 17. What happens to the repoed vehicles? Banks and finance companies are required by law to sell repossessed vehicles at recovered collateral auctions. Licensed auto dealers are the only people who are allowed to bid on and purchase those vehicles, and dealers like those kind of auctions because they can get some really good deals. They can get a nice car or truck for little money. The lien holder doesn't really care about what the vehicle brings at auction because they're going to bill the debtor for the difference in what it sold for and what the debtor owed. In other words, if you signed to buy a $12,000 car and you've made several payments and then something happens and you can't keep making those payments, they're going to come get your car. Now, let's say you've paid $2,000 on the car and you default on the $10,000 you still owe on the car. The finance company sells the car at auction and gets $2,000 for it, which is pretty, that's about the way it goes with selling them at repoed auctions. So you still owe them $8,000 for the car, plus the repo fees, plus the storage fees, and they're going to sue you for the balance. So now you're without a car, but you still owe for the car that was repossessed, which really doesn't solve anything. You've had to try and replace the repoed car. Your credit is messed up. You have to go to a We Tote the Note used car lot to try to find dependable transportation, and it's just a bad situation all the way around. I have suggested many times, if there is any way that you can keep the car, get a relative to or somebody that you trust to take up the payments on the vehicle, take the vehicle and take up the payments on the vehicle. It always doesn't, it doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. Many times the bank or finance company will work with you if you keep them informed about what's going on. They can defer payments to the end of the loan, or they can, add them to the end of the loan. They're really, honestly, they're willing to work with you if you stay in touch with them. It's the people who start missing payments and never contact the finance company who end up getting vehicles repossessed, and they usually try to work with you because they really don't want to repossess that vehicle. They do not want the vehicle. They want you to make payments, and they want you to live up to your end of the contract. If you honestly can't do it, get in touch with them. And but I bought a Mercedes from Mississippi Title Loan years ago, but you can get a good deal, but they're going to sell that vehicle and they're going to bill you for the difference if you're the debtor. So do all you can to try to get something worked out somewhere.